everyone, it's Justine. Today is my Mega Stitch card update. So before I jump into the new cards that I'm going to talk about, I do want to just mention this new web exclusive die, which means it's only available on the Spellbinders website. So this is the die itself on a couple cards here. So you can see that it is a full plate die, and I went ahead and stitched just the main die on this one, and on this card I added the little embellishments for the four triangles, and then in the center they have a stamp set that coordinates with this die. So I just wanted to show you that just in case you missed it. And also on my channel this month I posted a whole bunch of stitched autumn themed cards or fall themed cards. So if you're interested in seeing that, check out my channel. I have a ton of stitching cards available on there. I do even have a whole playlist of stitched cards. So if you're interested in that, go ahead over and check it out. Now today for my Mega Stitched card update, I have a number of things that I have not finished. So that means they're either they need bling, or they need paper glued on them, or they need just embellishments. So I will show you all of that here today. So I have two that I'm going to be using with the flowers. A couple here that I have like that scalloped border. This was from a Christmas die, but it really isn't just Christmas. Then I have several with the oval. So I have this one and several under here. So if you're interested, stick around and I will show you those here. I'm going to actually put together just a couple on camera, and I will show you the rest of these after I finish assembling them. And then at the very end, I'll show you all of the ones that I've made here in the last month. So I've been pretty busy in my personal life, but I did have a little bit of time here to kind of de-stress and stitch a bit. So stick around and we'll see some more. So let's just jump right into it. Here is the card I'm going to put together on camera. So I usually will start most of my cards with a cardstock background right onto my card base. So this card is an A2 size card, which means it is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And sometimes my paper does not line up with my card bases, so I need to give it a quick trim. Anyway, so I like to have my pattern paper go on next, or another piece of colored cardstock just to give it a couple layers. So this pattern paper is just a little bit smaller, about 1/8 of an inch around the edge, smaller. I also have been loving using up some of my longer rectangles in my scrap area for pattern paper, like this one. This came in a card kit from I think 2019, so I thought, you know what, it's time. This paper kind of matches the color scheme that I was shooting for. It's going on the card. Anyway, then I add my stitched element. Sometimes I'll use glue to put them down, sometimes I won't. This time I just used my tape runner. Then I kind of center it into the inside and press down so it adheres. Next, I have to decide, do I want to put on embellishments or flowers? What do I want to do? So I think this time I'm going to do just embellishments. So here we go. I'm going to choose to use blue this time, just to kind of go with the theme here. Anyway, so I have quite a few cards now that I have made over there, and once I am done gluing these on, I'll show you my finished card here, and then I will show you all of the finished stitch cards that I have been working on. I'm so excited to show you, and I really hope you like them. And it would be kind of fun for me to know which one is your favorite. So if you have a favorite when I'm showing you the final cards, please let me know by leaving a comment in the description of the video. If you are an avid stitcher, please head over to my channel. I have a whole playlist all about stitching. And if you're new to stitching and you're wondering, well, how do you do the stitching part? Well, I can answer you in a video. I've made a couple different videos that show kind of how I stitch on cards and how I use different stitched dies. So if you're interested in the process of the stitching, check out that channel playlist as well. Because I kind of go over it in that video, I don't find the need to go over it every single time. It's kind of like if I showed everyone how to die cut in every video. It would be a little bit of a repetitive thing. But I definitely would encourage you to try stitching on cards if you haven't before. I find it so relaxing, and it is so satisfying to have a finished product like this that you put your a little bit more effort and time into. It's kind of like when you color a stamped image that you really love. You find that it's kind of extra special in that way. So I now get to show you all of my stitched cards. This is basically the end. I just have to wait for the glue to dry, and it will dry clear, so I'm not too concerned about any extra glue that's kind of coming through the edges of the gems. But that's kind of my process. Anyway, I feel like I'm talking super quickly, so I'm sorry about that. Anyway, here are all the ones that I just made here with the small oval. Again, I really tried to pull in some of these pattern papers that I've had in my stash for a while, and just thought, you know, today's the day, you're getting used. And how fun is this stamp set that has the sew theme going on, the sewing theme? And all of those stamps are from that card kit of the month for, I think, September, if I'm correct. Here's how the sympathy card turned out, and this America the Beautiful. So this sympathy set, let's see, this is from Sunny Studio. It's called Everyday Greetings. I love the font on that. I'm a font person. I haven't even had time to put this in my little packaging that I like to put in my craft room, but I've used several of them already. I've used the sympathy and the birthday a couple times now. And this one's kind of a tribute to America and our colors. So I thought this one kind of reminded me of like 4th of July. I'm looking at the camera. It really isn't showing how shiny that gold or that silver mirrored cardstock is, but it is very pretty in person, and it's showing through on these little holes, and it's just really fun. This America stamp is from a different company that I've actually never bought from before, but I was looking for kind of like a patriotic stamp set, and I couldn't really find one except this. So I have these two here. It's from Stamp Simply. I don't know, but I've used the whole map here and the Land of the Free, Home of the Brave a couple times. I made a sympathy card for a friend who lost a friend who he served with in the military, so I used We Will Never Forget on there, and that was kind of nice. Also, this Freedom Isn't Free, I put that in there as well. So the America the Beautiful I thought was a nice little touch there, and again, I like the fonts. This is really pretty. It's bold, but it's also kind of funky enough to be fun. So back to that stamp from September card kit. These are some sewing puns again, and I used the flower border die from Spellbinders to make the flowers on the edge. So I will have all of the dies linked below, and I will also link the sewing stamp from Spellbinders if it's still on the website. I don't know if it will be by the time this video goes up, but that is the way it goes because it was from a card kit. But anyway, if you have any questions about stitching or kind of my process of color choices or anything like that, please let me know and I'd be happy to answer your questions. But either way, again, I'd like to know your favorite card, so let me know in the description. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end and watching my little update video. Bye.